Okay, we're going to have a look at this do it now task, and this is still looking at drawing insects and spiders. This is actually a spider, and if you look at this, this is like a steampunk spider with gears and mechanisms and screws, and what we're going to focus on here is detail, adding detail. So I've started drawing it here. So the first thing I've started doing, obviously using the grid lines, and I've added some detail, and then with my fine liner I'm just going to start adding the main shape, and then if we look at here, what we really need to focus on is some of the detail. So around here we've got gears and small fixings, and this kind of detail really improves a picture. Looking at detail, looking at what's on the picture and trying to copy that, replicate it, is really important. So and trying to see what the images in the detail represent. So we've got tiny little screws here and little joints that are for the mechanical legs. We've got a little screw there in the middle and holes drilled into these pincers and so sort of gear-like teeth there. So I'm just going to start to try and draw some of that. So I'm going to add this top bit here, and just put in some of the detail. I've noticed now I've just drawn it slightly off centre, but I'm starting to add the detail there. I don't know if you can see that, and again this looks to have little holes punched into it. Obviously you want to try and keep the image as symmetrical as possible, which I've just kind of gone off a little bit. We've then got a sort of oval gear detail here. And then another circle here. The body is tapered but comes out to fixings around there. I'm trying to copy that. And then again we've got some more hole detail here. So I'm just trying to copy this detail. You can see the details that I've added. Going back to these little screws here, like, oh, sorry, machine screws there, that's better, we can see that. So I'm going to add those, and they're on little tags. So what's really important is you observe, you look at what's in the drawing and then try and copy that, and try and draw what you can see. So kind of study the drawing, add the details. Now I'm going to add these legs, and if we look at these legs, they then have another pivot point here, and then some kind of shading as well. So each individual part we can see that we can add part by part. Now this part, I'm looking at this part, and this part is tapered, so it comes out and then to another pivot point, and again I can add a small amount of shading here, and I can add my pivot point and shade around it. So there we've added some detail and some shading. So as you can see there, it's quite a lengthy process. I'm using a fine liner. You can use a pencil. If you don't have a fine liner, you could use a biro, because biros are quite nice. You know, just a normal ballpoint pen. It's nice for adding this kind of detail. I'm just going to stop that there. I'm going to do a little bit more, and then we'll come back to it in a little while. So that's the steampunk spider detail drawing.